It's Friday. Sorry I wasn't able to post last week. I think I said the week before that I might not. I hope others besides Michelle and I will post next week instead of getting lonely. Though I'm sure she feels it more because she was the only one last week. To answer her question of last week, I am doing well, I suppose. It's school. And school isn't my life, but I miss the summer. At least I got all A's on my first high school report card, so there's that. That's good. So I've continued my streak of 8, 9 years, however long you count. I don't know if you count kindergarten or not. My room isn't quite clean. It's not as messy as it was 2 weeks ago, I believe. Maybe I had it clean 2 weeks ago. I don't know. It isn't as messy as it's been. I've sort of dropped A Tale of Two Cities because it's interesting, but it's not really the most entertaining. Well, it is entertaining, I suppose, but it's not like I feel like reading book to get out. And it's not an easy book to read at school because it's a more difficult book, and I don't have very much time to read at school, so I don't have much time to get into it. So, in like any one class, I might only read a paragraph or two. But what I am reading right now, what I really am reading, is this book, Urban Fantasy Short Stories, and it has Neil Gaiman in it and a bunch of other people whose name I recognize. Holly Black, Emma Bull, Charles Dillon. They're in a short stories about Merlin I'm in, besides reading other stuff. And there are other people, but I don't know them. But you might know some of them. Anyways, it's interesting. Some of them are a little disturbing. Well, not that disturbing, but they're quite interesting. They've got a bit about myth, fantasy, urban stuff. They're based on myths, and then they've got a romance section, and they've got noir fantasy. Noir being the French word for black. From what I can mean, it just means dark. I hadn't heard that term before, but I also I did a lot of reading last week, not this week that it's the end of, but the week before that. The Saturday before that week, this is, so almost 2 weeks ago, I started reading this fan fiction on fanfiction.net. I think I might have mentioned that over the summer I've become really interested in that. I started reading this one story, and then I read it. I finished it sometime during the weekend. I started reading its sequel. So I started the first one on Saturday, and I finished the sequel on Tuesday. I'm gesturing on my desk, but you can't see me. And I found out that the first one was 50,000 words long, and the second one was 340,000 words long. And some of that is author's notes, and they had some parts of songs in there. So that's not quite how much I read. I read a little less than that. But I did a lot of reading in those 4 days, and I was just freaking amazed at it. But I could tell it was a lot because it took me a long time to read one chapter. I got a little dull at the end, but I wasn't going to stop after reading 200,000 words of it. One last thing, and I hope I'm not going over into my time. Something I'm very interested in. It's not like, I don't think it'd be like what I make my career on or whatever. But something I'm currently very interested in is how other people's thoughts work. Like, not just like how thoughts come up in the brain or whatever, but like, I think I do a lot of things. I have a lot of inner dialogue inside my head. Not necessarily per se talking to myself. Like, I don't address myself as Catherine usually. But I have a lot of thoughts, and I can get off topic in my brain really easily because I can jump around. I can make all these connection things. Popping knuckles. But it's sort of weird to articulate. But just how other people think, like if they think in coherent sentences, if they just have thoughts that are complex but that aren't formed into sentences, or like oftentimes I'll be hearing something and I'll come up like a way I could put that in writing or whatever, and then I don't remember because I'm awful at remembering dialogue. That's like my worst thing at remembering. I cannot remember dialogue. Like, you'll ask me what I just said, and I can tell you, well, I know I was talking about not remembering dialogue, but I don't remember the exact words. or if you ever plan out conversations in your head between you and another person and then never have them. I'm sure people do that to a degree, but, yeah. So, I think I might be going over my time. Maybe I'm not, but, I don't have school today, so that's why I'm going ahead and getting this so early. And I'm happy because I don't have school today because it's a parent conference day. But then my mom, I go to the city schools and my mom goes to the county schools. And the county schools in Tuscaloosa don't have today off, and they have Monday and Tuesday off. And I don't have Monday and Tuesday off. I only have Friday off, and our teachers don't even have Friday off because they still have to go have conferences with parents. There we go. Also, I'm sorry, I'm probably going over my time, but this is, I don't know, have any of you ever, this is random, watched Sungha Jung on YouTube? Yeah, he's a Korean, he's 14/15, not quite sure when his birthday is, but he's an awesome guitarist, and yeah, I don't actually listen to Taylor Swift, but that's what's up right now because it was his new song. I'm gonna focus. Bye!